Alright, well, been a bit since I've gotten any videos done. And this is a specific video, but I will make it public and might give some people some decent ideas and plans. There's a number of ways to connect the 80-20 style extruded aluminum. A lot of people end up using the toggles that they actually drill a pilot hole here, and then the lock goes in there, and then you actually wrench in on the toggle and it tightens everything up. And I'm really not happy with those. I've used those in the past. As a matter of fact, I have a box of them right there that'll never get used. So on my last few builds, I've been using these type of component connectors, angle brackets and T-brackets and stuff like that. So what we have here is these are end plates. As you can see right now, currently we got a little bit of a wobble on the machine. Now it's all right, because right now there's only these brackets right here, and those are to help hold a vacuum table insert at some time in the future, if so desired by the customer. In all reality though, these gusset type corner braces are much stiffer, and they should be up on the inside, up on this inside corner here, instead of this double L bracket. That should be moved over one spot so that it's two spaces in, and that bottom L bracket should be moved up, and another gusseted L bracket or something like that should be a non-gusseted bracket, such as this, should be used in its place. But these end plates here, these will go right here on these ends, and the ends of these extrusions are now tapped with a M8 125 thread. And with this particular build, the M8 125 thread nuts are going with it. These are getting tapped here this evening. I've got a lot to do. I don't have a whole lot of time to get everything done in. All the brackets and framing for the Z is getting handled tonight and tomorrow. I think I'll have an extra couple of these guys here that I'll be including for these lower braces, and then these gussets can be moved up into those corners. So that's how I'll handle that, and I'm sure I have those extra. So where do we sit? There may be a few of these gussets and brackets that will have to be sourced, and they are from they're 80-20. Again, they are 80-20 brackets. I will do everything I can to have everything pre-assembled, but I just don't see it's actually going to work that way. So the best way to the easiest way that it's going to be to install these guys here on this end is to preload all the carriers. By the carriers, I mean the actual T-nut type guys that go behind there. Alright, so this guy right here, this guy right here, this guy, these two right here, actually, you know, these two right here, I'm not just referring to this one, I mean these two right here. And these two right here will need to be 10 by 1.5, I believe. Yeah, 10 by M10 by 1.5 cap head Allen drive screws. All the mounts that go on here are going to have to be 10 by M10 by 1.5 Allen screws. Cap headed Allen screws. I was going to do some videos on wiring and stuff, but the light quality out here this evening is just really poor. So I'll just kind of go over this a little bit more here. Let's see. Where do I keep going at? Okay. So we got a motor mount, motor plate. This is all mounted up. Just a couple screws underneath here, tightening it up right now. That'll lower down. This motor spacer right here will go between the motor and the bottom of that plate. And then this whole plate will have, it's tight right now, but this whole plate has, as you can see, the slots here. This whole plate can slide back and forth for the adjustment to get the gear to mesh properly, and it can also then move up and down, obviously. So that's an important part of it. As you can see how I have the X mounted up right now. It is very stiff. I'll point sights to the dry line for loosening up these carriageways. There's actually little, and we can't see here this evening, but there's little holes back in here for resetting these to actually re-loosen them after you take these little rubber caps off. And then there's little Allens inside of there, way up inside of there, to actually do the adjustment. The current builder, or the current the guy that's at will actually be taking delivery of this machine. He suspects he'll have to have about 2 weeks into reassembling and getting everything squared away, and that's probably realistic. To make sure everything is moving perfectly and square and tuned properly, that's probably perfectly realistic. That'll include running the wiring and stuff like that too. So let's see here, where do we sit? yeah, I guess another thing to point out is, even though this will probably be still assembled like this, you can see how the bracketing is done here. All right, and this is not 100% tight, and it's probably not square either. So that'll be something to look out for. Most definitely, is to make sure that this is as square as possible. And when you can see you can still add one more screw here, and this is the proper way, with this plate up. All right, you can see that one is going down, and it's just a matter of flipping that over, reversing that. But this plate definitely has to be in the up position, and you can see I'm missing one screw here. One screw cannot go there. I mean, it's just not possible. But them 3 screws tightened up sufficiently will be more than enough. Way more than enough, actually. The 2 of themselves is very, I mean, you could lift the whole machine up with just them 2. But at that, the reason we have the wobble there, and I guess you can't see that, is because this rail isn't fully affixed in itself either. So so that's that. So that has to be up like that. I'll leave most of this assembly assembled as possible, mainly for reference. It should all be removed, taken apart, laid out like a jigsaw puzzle, and reassembled. Really, it should.